Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. Today we're going to continue building our defensive wall. Because this western wall is so far away from the main base, I don't want to connect this to the main robot network, because then we would have some very long distances for the bots to travel, and it would be somewhat inefficient. So what I plan to do instead is to build the wall over here and put it on its own robot network. Now, in order for that to work, I need to be able to supply that network with things like repair packs, robots, maybe a few spare pieces of wall and so forth, so that we can keep it all running. Because over time some bots will get destroyed and we'll run out of repair packs. So what I've done is I've put a train line from the main base over there to where the wall is, and we're going to use that to supply that area. So as you can see, I've already set up the train itself. I've got one train car loaded with artillery shells so that we can get artillery ammo over there. I've got a tanker car here that's full of oil, because we'll use that for powering the turrets. And this oil line, this pipeline, comes from the same line that's feeding the flame turrets on the south wall. Okay, so that way I'm not pulling too much from my oil production. And then we'll use these other two wagons to supply the other parts that we need. But to begin with, I'm going to use these wagons to carry all the materials that I want to use to build the wall. So I'm going to need lots of wall sections. In fact, if we look at the blueprint, each section needs 100 wall sections, 12 turrets, and so on and so on. You can read it. So we're going to need lots of pipes, we're going to need wall sections and turrets. So let's start loading these wagons. I'll use a requester chest here, and let's request the wall sections. And I think I'll use this entire wagon to hold wall. Let's put a stack inserter on there. Okay, and I'll increase this to, let's say, 1,000. Okay, so we'll wait for the bots to bring that over, and we'll start to fill that wagon up with walls. And then over here, we'll request the other stuff. I'm not sure how many chests I'm going to need yet. Before we get into that, though, you may notice that the research has stopped. And that's because I've already done pretty much all the research that we can do without the production science packs. I guess I can do rocket control units. We might as well get that started. You know, I can do another level of laser shooting speed. No, actually, let's just kill that. But I decided not to do any more research so that we can use the resources in the base to make sure that we're building stuff for the wall, right, with all the resources that we have available. And I also expanded my solar power, right, so I'm doubling up on the solar power. So this way we'll have plenty of materials to get some of this stuff done before we continue on with the research. All right, so that'll slowly fill up over time. And we can also take advantage of this pause in the science pack production to buffer some of these low density structures, because when we go to launch the rocket, we're going to need 815 low density structures to launch the rocket and build a satellite. The satellite is what will give us the space science packs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a chest over here to start to buffer those low density structures so that we have them available, right? Since it's not producing anything right now, we might as well take advantage of this downtime to to buffer what we're going to need later. So to do that, I'm going to have a passive provider. I'll use a filter inserter, and that'll filter for low density structures. We'll connect it to the network. And I'm going to tell that to operate as long as we have fewer than 815 low density structures in the network. Now these stack in tens, so one chest can only hold 480. So what I'll do is I'll add a second chest like that. Okay. And then I'll just copy that. And we'll put it over here. And I'm going to place it at the end of the science line so that we need another belt there. So that way the low density structures will be prioritized to use for the science packs first, and then whatever surplus we have available will go into our little buffer there. And okay, looks like we're just outside of robot coverage, so let's fix that. We'll put another RoboPort. We'll put a power pole. Okay. All right, and this isn't working because it's not in the logistics network, so it can't see anything. There we go. All right, so we'll start to buffer that. Now, where does that 815 come from? Comes from two sources. First of all, is to build the rocket, right? So for the rocket, we need 100 rocket parts. Each rocket part requires 10. So that makes 1,000 low density structures to build a single rocket. However, we are going to load the rocket silo with productivity modules. So we'll get a 40% productivity bonus. So that 1,000 then drops down to 715. Okay. Now when we launch the rocket, if we launch it with a satellite, we will get space science packs in return. I definitely want to take advantage of that. The rockets are expensive. If you launch it without the satellite, you won't get any space science packs, and then you're just kind of launching a rocket for the sake of launching a rocket. So let's load it with a satellite, and that way we'll get some additional benefit from it. And as you can see, one satellite requires 100 low density structures. So 715 plus 100 is 815. That's where that number comes from. All right, so we'll just start to buffer those. Okay, let's get back to work on our supply train. Okay, so we're going to need underground pipes. We're going to need laser turrets. We are going to need flamethrower turrets. We are going to need some RoboPorts. We are going to need robots. Okay, now with robots, if you put robots into a chest, like I'm doing over here, logistics bots can carry the robots around as cargo. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to deploy the bots into the robot network to move them around inside the network. Hope that makes sense. What else do we need? We're going to need power poles. All right, let's put a few over on this side as well. Okay, we're going to need the medium power poles. we're going to need lights. And I think that's everything that's in that blueprint. Yep, that's everything. Okay. Let me just think about the approximate ratios here. So turrets and underground pipes, we need approximately equal numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place filters in this cargo wagon. All right, so if we put, for example, laser turrets, you use the middle mouse button and you can select the filter. And then once it's there, you can shift right click and left click. All right, so let's do, say, 5 stacks of turrets. Now let's do 10 stacks of turrets. Okay, and then we'll do, say half, well, no, I said we needed approximately equal numbers, right? Yeah, so let's do that. Actually, I think we can do maybe 1 less or 2 less. Pardon me. We'll need equal numbers of medium electric poles. Maybe about half as many as the pipes. So that's what, 5. We'll do 5 stacks of lights. What else do we have in here? Oh yeah, the the flame turrets. Maybe we only need 3 stacks of those. What am I missing? Okay. Let's do a few stacks of roboports. Where are they? No, these only stack in 10s as well, so I think we'll do lots of stacks of those. And then lastly, let's do a stack of radar. And I think that's everything that I'm going to need. Yeah, I've got everything there. Okay, so let's request 1 stack of radar as well. Okay, and then I can put stack inserters on all these things. Actually, I forgot to leave space for bots. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh, and then I can pick this up. We don't need that anymore. All right, so now we're collecting everything that we're going to need to build the wall. And then I'm going to make a few storage chests that we can dump on the other side. Okay. So let's go over to supply unload. I'm adding a wait condition here. Right now, it's just if you add a wait condition for a circuit, but you don't enter anything in there, it'll never get the circuit signal. So if you add that wait condition of just a circuit condition and then leave it blank, then when the train gets to that station, it'll just wait there indefinitely. All right, so if you want to set up your station so that you go to the station and then the train just sits there, that's a good way to do it. You know, it's basically looking for a condition that's never going to occur. Oh, and I also need some artillery, but I'll do the artillery manually. Okay, so now I'll just put, I don't know, let's say 2 of those on each. We'll set those to empty out, and then we'll need to power this up. Same for the ammo. Okay. Now, you might ask, why am I in the supply load station? Why am I using a separate chest for every single item? Well, the reason for that is that once the train gets full of a particular item, if this inserter is holding another one of that item, so let's say laser turrets. Let's say the train wagon is already full of laser turrets. All those slots are full, but my inserter still has a laser turret in its hand. It'll go to insert it. It won't be able to drop it in, so the inserter will stop, and then anything else that's in this chest will never get put inside the train wagon. So the way that you can avoid that situation is by having only a single item in each of those chests. And that way, look, you can see right there. Okay, so that way if you have this sort of thing happen, it doesn't matter because this inserter only needs to work when that item is needed inside the train. Okay, so let's set up the unloading of the oil. Okay, so 1, 2, that allows room for the pump. There we go. Okay, and now we can start placing, actually, let's put that there. And I'm going to, actually I'll just use a slow inserter. I'm going to point it this way for now because I don't want it to start working yet. And then I'm going to connect that with a wire to the RoboPort. And I want this to read robot statistics. Okay, so available total construction bots is what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's a signal of T. So I want this to work only when T is less than 50. Okay, so if I ever have fewer than 50 bots available because they got destroyed or whatever, then this inserter will add more construction bots to my network. I guess we might as well upgrade that to a fast inserter. Okay, so this way we'll always have at least 50 construction bots. Okay, and now we can start doing this. Whoops. And then my friendly bots will begin placing them down. As each RoboPort gets added, it'll extend the range and it'll allow us to continually build pretty much as long as we want to. Okay, let's put another pump there. We'll need power for that. Put that there. And I'll put an underground here just so I can walk past it. Okay. And then from time to time, I'll need to manually place a radar. All right, so we could put the next radar right there. Right there. And then I can continue building. Okay, and this way the wall will gradually kind of build itself. Okay, so let's go back to supply load. And fill up some more supplies. Let us grab some more artillery cannon. I think that 10 plus the 2 I have now should be more than enough to build cannon along that wall. Yeah, let's use a stack inserter there. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like it might... Oh, you know what the problem is? I'm requesting small quantities of these things. Okay. So here's... Is this okay? Am I okay with that? The wall will build slowly this way. I think that's all right. All right, let's send that back. We'll let it go and unload. That way we'll get the radar there. Once we get the radar, that'll allow us to keep building. And then we'll continue the process. Okay. I'll bring it back. And then in the future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to put limits on how much can be unloaded into that network, because I don't necessarily want to fill those chests with tons of stuff especially after the wall is done being built. At that point, I only need to unload as much as we need to keep it supplied. Okay, and then we'll put another radar as far as we can make it. Right there looks good. Okay, and we'll just continue like that. I think I'm going to take this all the way up to that lake there. And then we'll start working our way across. And to get across, maybe we'll set up another network, another individual network. Usually for a large base like this, what I would do is I would put each straight wall section on its own robot network. So for example, all these walls would be on one network, and then this whole wall would be on a separate network. That way you're not going to have like bots from here trying to fly all the way across the map to get over there, right? They would only be going along the wall that they service. And that just helps to make the bot paths a little more reasonable. Okay. Yeah, you know what, let's go back over there. Let's get some more bots in there. I think 100 bots would be nice. Okay, so we'll set this to 100. Oh, you know what? We need repair packs. All right, so I'll go ahead and put all my repair packs into the storage chest. All right, so at this point, yeah, there we go. We can expand the wall some more. There we go. All right, now here I'm going to have some interference, so I'm going to have to start to remove this wall section. And actually, we can remove all of this because we can, and that way we can reuse some of these laser turrets. Okay, we can pick up that artillery as well. All right, now something happened here. I didn't get my roboport placed down. Okay, and that's because that power pole's in the way. Let's see. All right. That drill is empty, so I think we can get rid of that power pole. Let's get rid of that power pole, and we'll move it there instead. There, and then we can put down our other roboport. Okay, and then we're going to need another radar right there. Okay, so that'll keep the bots busy for a while. We can remove those turrets as well. And that one. Let's pick up that drill, pick up that drill. The bots will just put those into storage. I can pick those up later. Okay. Oh, okay. Looks like we're low on chests. And over here. Oh, you know, this bot picked up something and it doesn't have any place to put it. Okay, so I'm going to have to go over there and fix that. All right, so let's go back to base. And we'll deal with these chests and everything. Once the wall gets built, we'll deal with these unloading chests. And we'll set this up so that we're only unloading what we need for supplies and not everything that we need to actually build the wall. We'll obviously need much fewer resources just to maintain the wall. Yeah, let's put a few more there. Okay, good. All right, so now our entire western wall is slowly getting built up. Yeah, there's that bot. I think that bot belongs over here. Okay, so that's the copper train. So let's bring that copper train back. So I can hitch a ride and go over there and we'll fix that. Okay, I've got a storage chest already. And let's see if we've got our buffer complete. Yes, we have. Okay, I've got all my low density structures buffered. So let's go ahead and get some more research going. We can do rocket control units. That's another part that we need for the rocket silo. And we could do uranium ammo, which I don't really care to research yet. So let's do laser turret shooting speed. And I think that's pretty much it, aside from some of these robotics researches, which again, I'm not... Okay, we could do flammables. That will give us more damage on our flame turrets. So we got several levels of that we can research. All right, so that'll be good for the research queue for now. Okay, let's hop on our copper train. We'll take this back. And then I'm going to put this in manual mode so that the train doesn't leave until I'm ready. Okay, yeah, and what I need over here is a storage chest. There we go, and now the bot can go do its thing. Let's add a few more bots over here. Yeah, and once this wall gets built, we won't really need all these defenses either, so we can cannibalize all of that as well. Okay, let's go back to the base. Now Well, this is telling me there's only 86 bots in there. So I wonder if I lost some. Okay, here comes the next RoboPort. There we go. Yeah, why does it say there's only 86? I wanted 100. I don't quite understand that. Well, and this is going to get slower and slower to build the farther away we go because it's got to pick up all the supplies down here. Yeah, I set that for 100. Oh, I see why, because the bots are right there. Okay, we need another inserter. There we go. That way it'll pick up bots from either chest. Okay. So I'm actually going to take... I'm going to take some of these RoboPorts back because I don't think we need all those. Yeah, I mean, once this is done, we'll pick up all the excess supplies and then we'll set up a proper unloading situation over here. Okay, in the meantime, let's set up the artillery. Okay, so I'm going to put the first one as far down here as I can go. So I'll set it up. Let's leave 1, 2. Yeah, we'll put the first one right there. And then I'm going to put a requester chest. I'll have it request a single shell. And that means I'm going to need logistics bots here too. Oof, I didn't think of that. All right. So we have to go back for some logistics bots. And I don't have those going into a chest, so I'm going to have to go and grab some manually from one of the RoboPorts. Right, so we only need the logistics bots to feed ammo to the turrets. Okay, there's a stack of logistics bots. Let's see how we're doing power-wise. Okay, we're doing pretty well. Now you can see I'm still cranking out steam power with enthusiasm, even though I've got solar panels and accumulators. All right, I'll go ahead and I'll just put all 50 in there. Why not? What? Okay. Yeah, see, now they're going to pick up my junk and put that in chests too. All right. Okay, we've got radar coverage, so let's keep building. And as you can see, that matches up perfectly with that wall. So I suppose at that point what I could do is remove all of this. And then we'll replace that with the new wall design, like so. Okay, and that's about as far as we can go. Before we need another radar. Okay, and then we'll be almost to the end of that wall. All right, and this was not an accident. That's why I lined it up where I did. Okay, and then we'll be able to remove all of this wall. Well, maybe I should keep all that there. All right, let's see how our artillery turret's doing. Is it firing anything? I think this will hold 5 before it starts loading more. What's our turret range? Okay, yeah, these are just outside of range. All right, so I'm going to want to put my next turret artillery right around here, close to where that copper mine is. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. And we'll put that right there, let's say. Okay, and then, well, I'll wait till that gets put down so I can see how far that range extends, and then we'll go from there. And how many turrets do I have in that network over there? 0, because they're still in my inventory, right? So let's go ahead and put those in there. And at this point, I'm going to stop unloading from the train until I know exactly what we need over here. All right, I think I've got enough to finish this section of wall, except maybe for the laser turrets themselves. Okay, so what we can do is, let's go back over here, and let's remove oh, I've got power poles twice. Yeah, let's remove all those inserters except for the one that loads the laser turrets, so that we don't keep loading in more and more stuff that we don't actually need over here. What do I, oh, okay, that's for the turret. Oh, you know what? I don't have the inserters over there. Let's go back. I need requester chests, and I need a few inserters. So I'll just manually add those in here. There. Okay. Okay, so now it'll only load laser turrets. And more walls, of course. Although I think we can stop that for now as well. All right, let's get rid of some of these extra roboports that I'm holding. Yeah, coal I think I want to keep. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's before we quit for the day, let's set up something so that we can stop making steam power and consuming fuel when we have plenty of solar energy available. Okay, and to set that up, I am going to need a single accumulator. Where do I get the accumulators? Ah, okay, great. I can craft one. That makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to where these pumps are. And I'll put that there. All right, so I'm going to put a single accumulator, which is going to charge. Okay, so you can see there, you can see that this accumulator is slowly charging. This network is connected to the steam power as well as to the solar. Right now, it appears to be, is it night or is it day? Okay, I think it's dawn. Yeah, solar energy is increasing. So we have been consuming some of the charge from our accumulators, as you can see, but we didn't use much. We're producing a lot of power right now because we're trying to recharge the accumulators. Okay, so the charge in this accumulator will slowly increase. And then once this is topped off, then it should stop. Yeah. And then our power consumption drops back down again. Okay, so this one's fully charged now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect a circuit wire to both of these offshore pumps. Okay, and let's connect this accumulator to the power pole as well, so you can read the signal. By the way, if you connect any circuit to a power pole, you can hover over the power pole and you can see what the signal is. Okay, so we can see right now that that says A100. A represents the accumulator charge in percent. So a signal of A with 100. Okay, now you can see it's starting to drop. Right, so the accumulator charge is starting to decrease. So what I want to do is I want to set these pumps to run only when A is less than 50%, let's say. You can set that to any number you want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the water pumps to provide water to the steam power only when we have less than a 50% charge on the accumulator. Okay, and then when that happens, the water power, the steam power comes back on, and it gives us some more electricity. So that way we're only going to be making steam power when we need to supplement our solar energy. Right, and you can see that right now it's kind of flicking on and off, which is okay. Now you could also use a power switch. Where do they have those? There is a power switch available somewhere. There we go. You could make a power switch, and the other way you could do it is you could just connect your electrical line to go through that power switch, and you can turn the switch on and off based on this condition. But when you use the power switch, it comes off and on very quickly, like 20 times a second or something like that, and it's kind of annoying. So that's why I just use it to power these pumps. That way it's a little, the on and off is a little smoother. Right, so we can see here that the pumps are going to turn on. We'll get some charge, then they'll turn off, turn back on again. Now the fact that this is hovering around my set point tells me that we probably need more solar power because we don't have quite enough to power the base even in daytime without relying on steam. Okay, so I'm going to add some more of these solar arrays. Let's do 4 more. Okay, so I'd like to get to the point so that in normal conditions I'm running completely on solar power, using my accumulator charge, and then only using steam and consuming fuel when, if I get a big biter attack, for example, and the laser turrets start consuming a lot of power, in a situation like that. So for now I'll set it to 75 because I want to make sure I don't want to use too much of the accumulator charge during the night, because then I might run low on power. That says we're missing... Where are we missing a turret? One object is missing the material. Oh, okay. That's because there's no more in the network. But where's that? Where do I have a turret waiting to be constructed? There. I thought I put those... Didn't I put those in the chest? Maybe I didn't. Okay. I guess I didn't put that in the chest. I thought I did. Let's go fix that. And then we'll also unload some more of these turrets. Yeah, I thought I put 12 turrets in the chest over here. Huh. Okay, well, apparently I didn't. Okay, and so the wall's already helping us out a bit. And we'll just have to wait for the bots to travel up there and get things done. So let's see now where we need that next turret to go. Around here. So if I hit Control V, that's still in my history. And then I think I'm going to need to get over here. I'm going to need more logistic chests. Right, more of those requester chests. So I'll go back and handcraft some. So anyway, this is kind of a semi-automatic building process. Now the other way that you could do this is you could load up your train full of all the supplies you need, and then you could run along with your train and you could just build it all using your own personal bot network. Right, that would be a good way to do it as well. Let me see why these turrets are taking so long. Well, I guess we're just waiting for the crafting at this point. All right, we're using them up as fast as faster than they can be produced. So building the rest of the wall might take some time as we wait for more and more laser turrets to get made. Yeah, so this will be a bit of a slow process at this point, but we will get it done. I'll continue to work on this between episodes. I think in the next episode we need to finally get that last science pack made. Right, the utility science pack. Let's see, am I okay with this? I'm not really okay with this. I need a 4 to 5 balancer. Let's see if I've got one. I do. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to cut my supply here. I'll wait for this to empty out so that I don't get an inventory full of iron ore. There we go. We'll pick that up. Where'd my blueprint book go? Okay, I didn't drop it in my inventory. All right, and I know people are going to be asking for this, so I will try to remember to include a link for this balancer. I'm actually not quite sure if this balancer really works properly. Some of the designs you'll find online for some of these odd numbers of balancers, some of them don't quite work the way that you expect them to. Okay, and then I can get rid of all that. Right, like why is this belt there? Why is this belt there? See, it's these details that make me wonder if this is really a good design. This belt, for example, is not required. We can probably get rid of that. Okay, how does that look? Well, it looks like it's working. I mean, they appear to be more or less equally distributed, but what the heck is this? Right, like why is this only loading on one side? Like maybe that belt is wrong. That looks fairly equal. Of course, these are relatively equal as well. No, see, that's not equal. Well, maybe it is. They're starting to back up, but they're backing up on these two belts rather than the other ones. All right, well, I'm going to leave this the way that it is for now. Well, here, let's try something. If I cut those, am I going to get a full red belt out of this? That's the real test. I do. Okay, that's good. What if I have two belts connected? Do I get two full red belts? Yes. 3 full red belts. What I want to see here is if I only connect 4 of the outputs, I should get 4 full red belts because that's what I have coming in. And then I only get less than a full red belt when I connect the 5th output. Okay, these are not quite full, so it's not quite a perfect balancer, but maybe it'll be good enough. Or here's the other thing I could do. All right, let's empty this out. Come on. All right, close enough. All right, so let's go back to a 4 to a 4 to 4 balancer. I need another one of those. Let's see. some red components. Am I inside the network? No, I'm not. Okay. Now they'll get delivered to me. Let's throw a roboport over here. Okay. And then we can do something like this. What I want to do is I want to split off each of these 4 belts to feed the steel belt rather than use that janky 5-to-4. Is that right? No, that's not right. Okay, well, let's do this first. No, that's right. Okay, so I've got 1, 2. Three. And then I need to get one off of this belt too. Four. Okay. I know this is really messy. Okay. All right, so now I've got 4 perfectly balanced belts. And then from each of those 4 belts, I'm splitting some off to feed this 5th one. And this looks horrible. I think these need to be red belts. Since I'm only loading 1/2. 2 halves of a yellow belt only equals 1 yellow belt, not 1 red belt. That's better. Yep. Oh, okay. I already did it there. Why didn't I do it there? Okay. Now, yeah, that looks better. Right, so this means that the steel belt is going to get filled before the iron belts do, but so it's not exactly a balancer, but it gets close. Okay, well, not sure if that's the best design or not. It's probably not. If we search around, we might be able to find a really good 4 to 5 balancer, but for now, I think this will be good enough. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.